Hi, I'm Kimberly Calderbank for Community Cultures, and today we are in Burlington at the Compassion Society. For more than 20 years, the Compassion Society has been helping friends and neighbors here in Burlington and the Halton region with their needs, both food, clothing, and so much more. Joining me now is the Executive Director here at the Compassion Society, O'Neill Edwards. O'Neill, you have recently joined the Compassion Society. How long have you been here and what attracted you to this role?
You know, to be able to live a life of service and to impact someone and their families and then the community is something I couldn't turn away. So when this opportunity came, I thought, how do I bring the energy, how do I bring the skills that I've learned over the years to really take the Compassion Society of Halton to the next level. So I'm really excited about the opportunity going forward.
And for those that don't know what the Compassion Society is, what is the mission and vision here?
What we do, we provide help and service whenever someone needs it. You know, we work in Halton, Oakville, Burlington, and people have got to understand there is great need out there. It's hidden a lot sometimes, and the people that need our services could be your neighbor. And so we provide people with food and clothing in a way that is not just a handout, but it is something that helps to build and support their family to that next level of getting out of the situations that they're in.
Erin is a volunteer here at the Compassion Society and has been volunteering for the past 5 years. Erin, what drew you to this role here at the Compassion Society?
I think because it's a community organization, it's a community charity. We serve people in Burlington and in the Halton community, so it feels very personal.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're dealing with people who live in the neighborhood. And I think also the fact that we're able to fill an immediate need here. I think that's one of the key things that I take away from it. You know, whether it's somebody who, you know, at the end of the month, their money or their food is running low and they need some food assistance, or somebody needs a winter coat or boots for a child, you know, we can do our best to fill that need. So it's very satisfying that way, that you can help people.
Yeah. And how did you find out that the role existed or that they were even looking for volunteers?
Well, I was a donor. I retired 5 years ago, and I knew at that time I've always volunteered, and I knew I was looking for a new volunteer opportunity. I had been a donor to the Compassion Society prior to retiring, and I just had a feeling it would be a good fit. And the first time I came in from my first shift, I just knew it was the right place for me.
Tony is a board member as well as volunteer here at Compassion Society and has been giving his time to the society for about 12 years now. Tony, what first attracted you to volunteering here?
Well, I retired from working in Toronto, and I realized that I'd spent most of my life commuting back and forth, and I really hadn't spent any time in Burlington, although I'd lived here for 35 years. So I decided I would find out about my community. And I started out with the Cancer Society and Meals on Wheels, and then eventually I came to the Compassion. And over time, I stopped the other two, and I devote all of my volunteer time now to the Compassion Society.
And besides the board's activities that you take part in, what type of volunteer roles are you doing here, Tony?
On Fridays, I drive. I go and we pick up from various donors. Food donors, that sort of thing. So Friday mornings we do that. Wednesday afternoons I sort clothes, and Monday afternoons I'm what's known as the floor monitor. So I monitor and watch and help people, you know, answer their questions and so on, and guide them through the floor and keep the whole thing rolling.
Sierra is the Client Care Process Manager here at Compassion Society. And Sierra, this is a new role to you. What first attracted you to the role when you saw it posted?
Well, I've known all the good that the Compassion Society has done for the community and all that they've given to the clients. And I do lots of volunteering actively in the community myself with a group of adults with developmental disabilities. And on the accessibility team for the Sound of Music Festival, I volunteer with the Claim Health and such. So coming to a place where it's very volunteer based, like we have over 120 people that come in and help us throughout the week. So it's a good place to be.
We've talked to several folks today that have said how wonderful it is to be a part of this organization and just how much it truly feeds their soul doing good work here. How does that feel for you?
It feels really good. We have lots of clients that come in with all sorts of various needs, and it's nice being able to help people as best as you can.
So let's talk about those needs. What type of needs are you seeing right now here in community?
Well, right now in the community, we have a really big need for language supports, different types of supports for newcomers coming into the country or just into the Burlington area. So I refer them out to different places. Right now, Gary Allen, they have free English classes for new people coming into the area. So I've been trying to help some people who need help with language, because that's really the first barrier.
Yes.
Once you have a handle on language, you can get yourself into employment and more.
Kay is a member of the staff team here at the Compassion Society. Kay, when folks are accessing the items here at the Compassion Society, what are the first steps? How can they get a hold of you?
So we have a great website. On that website, there is a contact us, and they can send an email or they can call. So we field the calls through an answering service, and they call in and they ask the questions, how do they get help? And they also send emails, and then we give them the instructions. So really, they really don't need to do anything to come in. The first time they can walk through that door, they don't need an appointment, they don't need anything set up. So they can come in and we always have a door monitor, and they will tell the door monitor, I'm new, and that person will say, okay, well, when you go inside, tell the lady at the desk that you're new. And then they will, anytime they come in, they can get food and clothing the first visit. But then we will give them paperwork to take home, obviously, so that we can get all their contact information and all the things that go into their files. And we just ask them to bring it back on their second visit. And when they come back, then we will put all that information in, and then they will get their own number. Okay. And then after that, they are welcome to make appointment while they're here, or they can still come in and do a walk-in, whatever works for them. I mean, we got people working, people working, and so sometimes appointments don't work for them, so they can just walk in.
And this is a barrier-free access.
Absolutely.
So anybody can come, there's no real questions asked, that type of process.
No, we don't turn anyone away. We do say that we want people who live in Halton. That is what we try and serve. However, if we did have someone come in from another city and they were looking for food, we don't turn anyone away. But yeah, anyone can come in and join the line and come on in and get food and clothing. We have no reason that anybody couldn't come in.
Nobody's turned away.
No.
And we've talked to some wonderful volunteers today that provide their time and their talents to the Compassion Society. But also, if folks wanted to be a donor, or both cash or even clothing and food, how can the community help the Compassion Society?
So, well, for coming in, we do have hours for our 3 days that we're open in the week. They can come in and drop off things at any time. It could be cash, it could be checks, it could be food, and it could be clothing. They can come in and a volunteer will meet them at the back door. But a lot of people just give us a call and say, I have this, and do you guys accept this? Because there are things that we don't take, we just don't have the space. Okay. So they just say, I have bags of clothing. Can I come in and drop them off? I'll give them the times. And all this information is also available on our website. So they just come in, drop off. If someone comes in the back door with a check or cash, then they usually come and find one of the staff members, because we want to get the information for tax receipts and just want to make sure that we have the person who's, we want to acknowledge that. Yes. And then people, we have schools that come in with huge food drive donations, right? They usually set that up beforehand so that we know they're coming in and we can do the photo op. And then we can also, talk to those people when they come in. So we have ways for people to contact us through our website. It's got all the information, but just give us a call.
The Compassion Society here in Burlington is seeing more than a 50% increase in the needs for our community. You can learn more about how you can help on their website by donating clothes or funds towards their efforts here locally. For Community Cultures, I'm Kimberly Calderbank.